about this is that Imam Ghazali went through an existential crisis. He started to question himself, and he started to realize in himself that he may be seeking knowledge and the status as a great scholar for the wrong reasons. He was given the highest position in Madrasatul Nizamiya, which was the Nizami university in Iraq, which was the highest form of education in Iraq at that time, and he was the head of it. He became the head dean. Not only that, he became an advisor to the sultans. So he had this like massively huge position. Everybody was going to him and asking questions. He had a professorship. He was the man in Iraq at that time. One day he found this particular crisis in him, to such an extent that when he went to start to teach, he was feeling like this restrictive feeling in his chest, like restriction. And he couldn't even talk when he started to open his mouth. He just stopped talking. And he felt that why he was seeking this knowledge wasn't for true sincerity for God, to the extent that he lost the ability to talk, and he just walks out of Madrasatul Nizamiya from Baghdad. What happens eventually, in a long story short, because we're not going to go into the life of Imam Ghazali, Imam Ghazali went through 10 years searching and training his soul to overcome the feeling of showing off and the ego and the self in having sincerity and truthfulness with the Creator, with one's Lord, in teaching, in going into teaching the religious sciences, the sacred sciences. And what he did is, in these 10 years, he lived in Damascus, and he lived in Jerusalem, and he went to Mecca and Medina, and he spent his time in seclusion, and he spent his time in secluded worship and reflection, and truly understanding the deeper meanings of Islam and the inner objectives and inner dimensions and the spiritual understandings of Islam. So it took him 10 years. He just separated from everyone, and what he said is, I'm going to go to pilgrimage to Hajj. And he wasn't lying, he did go to pilgrimage, but it just took him a 10-year long journey for him to do that. Now Imam Ghazali Rahmatullah Alai, in this 10-year period, he wrote a book which is known as one of the greatest books to be written in the entire corpus of Islam, and that is the revival of the sacred sciences, Ihya.